Most women think their wardrobe looks elegant, but one outdated color habit is silently aging them, cheapening their outfits and dulling their presence. And the worst part? They don't even realize it. Elegance in 2026 is not about wearing more colors. It's about choosing a better color. Here's the truth. Elegant women understand, and trend followers never do. Color is not decoration. Color is power, restraint, and perception. In 2026, the most refined women are no longer chasing loud palettes or seasonal hype. They are editing, softening, and deepening. They choose colors that lower the noise and raise the status. Let me show you the colors defining true elegance in 2026. And more importantly, how refined women wear them differently. 1. Deep burgundy. Burgundy in 2026 is not about drama, seduction, or spectacle. Those ideas belong to a louder, less discerning era. Today's burgundy is quieter, deeper, and far more intelligent. It carries weight without aggression, confidence without arrogance. This is a color chosen by women who no longer need to announce themselves to be noticed. Burgundy works because it absorbs attention rather than demanding it, creating a sense of grounded presence that feels mature, composed, and quietly magnetic. What separates elegant burgundy from cheap burgundy is tone and restraint. High-shine fabrics, tight silhouettes, or overly saturated reds immediately cheapen the effect. They pull the eye too hard, too fast. In contrast, matte textures, fluid tailoring, and deeper wine tones slow the gaze. They suggest patience, they suggest self-control. And in elegance, self-control is everything. Burgundy should feel like a low voice in a quiet room, measured, confident, and impossible to ignore. The most refined women in 2026 pair burgundy strategically. With cool gray, it becomes intellectual and calm, perfect for modern authority. With navy, it feels discreetly powerful, ideal for leadership without intimidation. With soft cream, it transforms into something feminine yet elevated, balancing depth with light. What elegant women never do is combine burgundy with harsh black or stark contrast. That sharpness fractures the softness burgundy is meant to convey. Remember, elegance is not contrast for shock. It is harmony for impact. Ask yourself this: when you wear red, does it soften your presence or sharpen it too much? Burgundy, worn correctly, doesn't overwhelm a room. It settles into it, and that is exactly why it feels so expensive. 2. Chocolate brown. Chocolate brown is the quiet revolution of 2026. While camel once dominated as the luxury neutral, it has slowly revealed its weakness. It can look dry, sharp, and exposed, especially under modern lighting and digital cameras. Chocolate brown corrects all of that. It is warmer, deeper, and far more forgiving. This color doesn't sit on the surface of an outfit, it sinks into it, adding richness and emotional depth without demanding attention. What makes chocolate brown so powerful is its grounded energy. It signals stability, maturity, and refinement. In a world obsessed with novelty, this color feels reassuring and intentional. That's why it appears most often in long coats, tailored blazers, leather accessories, and structured handbags. These pieces benefit from weight and depth, and chocolate brown provides both. It frames the body softly, enhancing proportions instead of cutting them harshly, which is why it instantly makes an outfit look more expensive. Elegant women favor chocolate brown because it blends effortlessly with other refined tones. With cream and ivory, it feels aristocratic and timeless. With taupe, it becomes quietly luxurious. With muted gold, it whispers old-world elegance without ever appearing flashy. And unlike trend-driven neutrals, chocolate brown ages beautifully. It doesn't tire the eye. It doesn't date quickly. It stays relevant because it was never chasing relevance in the first place. 3. Soft gray. Gray in 2026 is no longer a supporting character. It has moved into the spotlight, not loudly, but with intention. This is the color of modern elegance, calm, composed, and deeply intelligent. While stark white once symbolized clean and polished, it now often reads as harsh, unforgiving, and visually exhausting. Under natural light, cameras, and real life, bright white exposes everything: wrinkles, poor tailoring, and cheap fabric. Gray, on the other hand, smooths. It refines, it corrects. What makes soft gray so powerful is its ability to slow the eye. It doesn't stop attention abruptly the way white does. Instead, it guides the gaze gently, allowing the viewer to absorb the silhouette, the fabric, and the woman wearing it. This is why gray immediately feels more expensive. It gives space for quality to speak. From pale dove gray to deep charcoal, each tone adds a different kind of sophistication, but all share the same quiet authority. Elegant women choose gray because it balances emotion and logic. It feels serene, thoughtful, and controlled. In tailoring, it sharpens lines without aggression. In knits and coats, it softens the body without hiding it. And when layered, gray over gray, or gray with taupe, navy, or muted pastels, it creates depth without clutter. This layered subtlety is something trend-driven dressing can never replicate. 4. Taupe. Taupe is the color most women overlook, and the one elegant women rely on the most. In 2026, taupe quietly replaces beige as the foundation of refined wardrobes. Beige, while neutral, often lacks depth. It can feel unfinished, flat, or overly safe. Taupe corrects this by introducing complexity. It carries both warmth and coolness, softness and structure, light and shadow. This balance is what makes it so endlessly chic. Taupe doesn't announce itself. It supports the entire outfit. It allows tailoring to shine, fabrics to look richer, and proportions to feel intentional. This is why taupe works so beautifully in blazers, trousers, skirts, and outerwear. It creates a seamless transition between pieces, making an outfit feel composed rather than assembled. Nothing feels accidental when taupe is involved. What truly elevates taupe is its versatility with other sophisticated tones. With chocolate brown, it feels layered and luxurious. With gray, it becomes modern and architectural. With cream, it turns soft and feminine. Even with muted pastels, taupe acts as an anchor, preventing the look from becoming childish or trend-heavy. This adaptability is why taupe has long been favored in old money wardrobes. It doesn't compete for attention, it maintains harmony. Elegant women understand that luxury often lives in what isn't obvious. Taupe is neutral, but never boring. Simple, but never plain. It suggests discernment, taste, and a quiet confidence that doesn't rely on novelty. When you wear taupe, you are signaling that you don't dress for reaction. You dress with intention. 5. Muted green in 2026 has returned to its natural state. Gone are the high-shine emeralds and jewel tones that once symbolized luxury, but now feel overly stylized and theatrical. Today's green is quieter, softer, and far more refined. Think olive, sage, moss, and forest, colors that feel grounded, organic, and emotionally calm. Muted green works because it carries stability. It feels reassuring rather than dramatic. This shade doesn't compete with the wearer. It complements her. In tailored pieces, it adds interest without distraction. In knits and outerwear, it brings warmth and softness without weight. These greens integrate seamlessly into a refined wardrobe, enhancing it rather than dominating it. The most elegant pairings deepen green sophistication. With brown, it feels earthy and luxurious, reminiscent of heritage fabrics and classic tailoring. With burgundy, it becomes quietly rich, creating depth without heaviness. With gray, it turns modern and architectural, blending softness with structure. These combinations suggest a woman who understands balance, visually and emotionally. Muted green is not a trend color. It is a longevity color. It doesn't peak and disappear. It stays, evolves, and matures, much like the women who wear it. 6. Navy black will always have a place in elegant wardrobes, but in 2026, it is no longer the automatic choice. Navy has stepped forward as the more refined, more versatile alternative. Where black can feel severe, distancing, or overly rigid, navy softens authority without weakening it. It communicates confidence with approachability, a rare and powerful balance. Navy works because it carries depth without darkness. It flatters more skin tones, blends more naturally with other colors, and creates smoother visual lines. With light blue, it feels calm and tonal, almost effortless. With brown, it gains warmth and richness. With cream, it becomes timeless and aristocratic, echoing classic European dressing traditions. Elegant women choose navy when they want presence without intimidation. It is ideal for tailoring, outerwear, and structured pieces where strength should feel composed rather than sharp. Navy doesn't command distance the way black often does. It invites trust. The most refined wardrobes use black intentionally, not habitually. Navy becomes the foundation, allowing black to function as an accent rather than a crutch. This subtle shift alone can elevate an entire wardrobe, making it feel softer, richer, and more intelligent. Because true elegance is never rigid, it adapts, quietly and beautifully. 7. Butter yellow. Butter yellow in 2026 is not playful, loud, or naive. It is restrained warmth, a whisper of light rather than a burst of color. While bright pastels and sharp yellows can feel childish or trend-driven, butter yellow carries softness and maturity. It illuminates without overwhelming, which is exactly why it feels so refined. This shade works because it interacts gently with the face and silhouette. It reflects light upward, softening features and creating a natural glow without the harshness of brighter tones. In tailoring, butter yellow adds freshness without breaking the structure. In knits and blouses, it introduces femininity without sweetness. This balance is difficult to achieve, and that is what makes it expensive. The most elegant combinations keep butter yellow grounded. With gray, it becomes modern and architectural, light against structure. With chocolate brown, it feels rich and understated, almost nostalgic in the best way. Paired with soft pastels, it reveals a graceful softness that still feels intentional, never decorative. Elegant women use this color sparingly, allowing it to lift neutrals rather than replace them. Butter yellow is not meant to be noticed immediately. It's meant to be felt, a quiet optimism, a subtle warmth, proof that softness, when controlled, can be powerful. So tell me in the comments, which of these colors already feels like you? And which one made you reconsider your current wardrobe? If you believe elegance is a standard, not a trend, then you belong here. Subscribe to Aisha's Elegance, not to follow fashion, but to refine it, because presence is never accidental, and neither is true style.